Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pacifico Happy Hour. I'm your host, Tom Wallisch, checking in. We got a big evening for you today. We got some professional free skiers on the line. Let's intro everybody. We got Brita Sigourney, Aaron Blunck, and Colby Stevenson with me. So what's up, guys?
How's it going, Tom?
How's it going?
Let's do a little toast to getting the gang together. Cheers.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks for getting us all together. Cheers. Happy quarantine.
Nice to see you. Yeah, how have you guys been doing? You've been dealing with the quarantine okay?
Yeah, staying sane, staying busy at home.
Yep, pretty much the same. Trying to stay sane over here.
A lot of Netflix and chilling.
Been playing way too many video games for sure. Yeah, I watch Netflix series, which I don't normally. So, yeah. Finding ways to have fun at home and stay busy.
Well, the first kind of thing I wanted to go through with you guys is like actually taking a break from skiing for a change.
Yeah.
Let's go through a little fun little thing called quarantine zone. Taking a look at what you guys have been up to and what you've been making out of your house. I want to start with Brita. I feel like I've seen a lot on the gram. You've been learning some new skills. What's going on at the Sigourney household over there?
Yeah, Tim and I, my boyfriend, we started our little seedling pod garden going about a month ago now. So they're flourishing. We've actually transplanted some of them to the garden outside. Yep, we built this whole new garden zone with 2 beds, and you can see the babies are still in the cups, but some of them are in the beds. So they'll all be going out in the next week or so once it's consistently warmer down here in Salt Lake. That's been really fun. And then, I've been baking a lot, and obviously, I go through phases. Today I made about 100 cookies. I made some cinnamon rolls the other day. The sweet tooth hasn't stopped since quarantine started, so we've been satisfying those needs.
Have you tried for a sourdough yet? I feel like sourdough is the most popular thing on Google right now.
I haven't. I don't have a cast iron pot, and so I feel like I just shouldn't even try. But it's on my list. I definitely want to get one.
Okay, sourdough coming up. Moving on to you, Colby. You just told us a little before we went live here. You've been riding your motocross bike recently, or what's your quarantine zone been like?
So I've been doing a little bit outdoors. I've been riding my mountain bike a lot, and riding my dirt bike. Out on the trails, you don't hardly run into anyone. There's actually more people now than ever, but I go crazy if I don't get outside and exercise or go for a run in my backyard. I got this trail system out here. I kind of just go crazy. So I've been out on the trails a lot, and it's been great. The weather's been beautiful. I'm enjoying the spring, but way less skiing than I'm used to. So I'm definitely missing that, and wishing we were on the trips to Europe and stuff like we should be right now. So that's kind of a weird change, Audi but 9, exactly. Yeah. Audi 9s, Slush Cup, stuff like that. Cambo sessions. Yeah. It's
such a bummer.
Kind of heartbreaking, but also at the same time, it's better than being out with an injury and missing that kind of stuff. It's like we're all in it together. So we're making the best of it.
Very true. Aaron, how about you? You're at home, Crested Butte. Anything exciting going on there? You've been out sledding and stuff?
Yeah, I haven't been doing a whole lot. Just trying to stay sane. I'm a lot like Colby, where I kind of have to be trying to figure out something to do, outside, whether it's skating or biking or been snowmobiling and hiking a little bit, touring, but that's starting to come to an end. So it's, trying to kind of diverse myself, starting to pick up golf a little bit more. I mean, I've been into it the last few years, but with this whole quarantine, been watching a lot of the Golf Channel, been hanging out, just,
replays of the Masters.
All day, dude, all day.
I feel that.
Other than that,
I've been doing a lot of indoor golf, actually. I got into doing some of those trick shots in the garage. That was fun. You should get into setting up, like a solo cup or a target of some kind. Oh, here's a little clip. into the ski boot, so multi-use ski boot trick shot here. But the boredom, I feel you guys a ton. I mean, if you can't get out and run and exercise or do something, I mean, I'm just bouncing around the house trying to do something.
What's your success rate on those chips?
I mean, that one probably took like 40 tries, 50 tries. It wasn't that challenging. If you look at some of the ones like up online
that people are doing, the challenge ones, it's
insane.
Crazy.
I can't keep up. Okay, well,
hey, you're a skier.
Yeah, I wasn't meant to be Tiger Woods. Okay, so obviously staying pretty busy now, but while I have all you guys, let's kind of take a look back at the season, talk a little bit about remember that time. So like look back, I mean, all three of you guys had huge seasons, even though we got cut short. So it's really cool to just show off some of the highlights of the year. And I want to start with you, Aaron. It's got to be the highlight of the year for you, and one of the highlights for me watching you. And I've seen you do a lot of half pipe runs in your day, but this third run of 3 successful runs at the Mammoth Grand Prix was maybe the hardest and most difficult half pipe, super pipe run ever done in men's free ski. So take us through this. Like, what was this event like? What's this run all about?
Yeah, so, I mean, most of the time when we go to Mammoth, as Brita and Colby know, and you even know from back in when you were still competing, like in Mammoth, we're typically, qualifiers get off, and then the next 2 days it snows like 6 to 12 feet in like 24 hours. So the fact that we were in Mammoth this year and it was 60 degrees, it was sunny, everyone's in hoodies and long sleeve shirts. It was kind of like a whole new Mammoth that we'd like normally are used to, just snow and wind and everything. It was, it was a little gusty, but it wasn't bad at all. It was super warm. And I don't know, it was like one of those days that I had come off X Games, and X Games was a big success. And I went surfing with one of my buddies, Burke Irving, right before like we left from X Games, drove through the night and ended up in LA to go surfing. And then later that night went up to Mammoth, and I don't know, I was just kind of vibing with the weather and being able to go surf right beforehand. I kind of got my mind off of everything, and X Games was a huge success for me this year, which I've had struggles in the past there. So I was just kind of, I don't want to say like I was riding a high horse, but I was just like, oh man, like I'm, skiing where I want to ski and like what I want my everything to look like. So just was one of those days that I woke up and I actually wasn't necessarily feeling it at first, but it just like got outside and everyone was having such a good time. The weather was beautiful and huge crowd base there since everyone drove up from LA for a beautiful weekend in Mammoth. It was kind of one of those times where you're like, man, I have to be on right now. So that's kind of just happened. And I've never actually landed all 3 runs in finals before. So to just land all 3, I was definitely on cloud 9 from that for sure.
So sick. Yeah. I mean, I got to imagine maybe the surf beforehand or just being in a good vibe. I mean, I know what it's like when you land that first run and then that second run, like that third run, you just kept upping it. Like everything was happening that day. It just looked like it was your day. It was such a fun one to watch, man. Much congratulations for that. Moving on, let's move on to you. You, Colby, another successful competition year for you, kind of a rookie on the scene at X Games. I mean, Aaron was just talking about it. Like, X Games is the biggest event in our sport, and you came out rookie to the scene and walked away with 2 gold medals. So, I mean, the first was Knuckle Huck. Tell us a little bit about Knuckle Huck. What's that event like all about?
Yeah, so Knuckle Huck's such a cool event. The snowboarders had it last year, and I was like, why don't they put the skiers in? Because we do equally as cool stuff off knuckles. And so anyway, you're hitting the side of the jump. You're not actually going off the takeoff. You're hitting just the roller on the side, and you're just doing creative things like butters. And right there, I was doing a nosebud 9, trying to do different grabs. And really, I just approached it with as much variety as I could. I wanted to do a bunch of different things. Nothing. I knew I couldn't do a double, like a nosebud double off that knuckle because it wasn't super big. You didn't have a lot of amplitude, you mostly went out. So you had to hit it going really fast. But man, what a cool event it is. And to see it go down in Norway too, and A-Hall just completely crushing it. And it was a totally different style knuckle too. I think the events should keep going for years because it brings so much creativity and tricks that have never been done before. So I love that part about it.
And obviously, would you say the highlight, instead of getting the gold medal, was just beating me? I mean, you crushed me. I got dominated me.
I forgot you were in it.
I was pretty honored to be competing with Tom, you know. At least I can say I competed against Tom and I beat him.
You whooped me. You mopped the floor with me. I didn't even have a chance.
I think you were too focused on like announcing and stuff while you were riding.
Yeah.
I had a couple jobs that weekend, but I mean, okay, moving on the rest of the weekend. So the success in Knuckle Huck starts you off, and then slopestyle, I think, is Saturday of that weekend. And were you just like Aaron was talking about, like riding that high, that successful weekend? Like, what was slopestyle like? Like, obviously, slopestyle is your chosen favorite aspect of competing, I got to imagine. And to come out and win that one, like, tell us about that day, that run.
Yeah, so Knuckle Huck totally lit the fire inside of me, and qualifiers were that next day. And I just completely crushed it, landed all 3 of my qualifying runs. And so I knew I like had what it takes going into finals, but I didn't want to overthink it. And it was another perfect weather day, Saturday, like beautiful day. There was going to be tons of people watching. My family was there, but I didn't want to overthink it. You know, I was like, okay, I just got to put down the same runs I did in qualifiers and then do a 4th run if that goes well. And somehow went out there and did almost 3 identical runs I did in qualifiers. And yeah, I was just skiing out of my mind and was just really focused and had good music playing in my ears, keeping my mindset solid and not thinking about outside distractions, like trying not to think about winning, trying not to think about getting hurt or, whatever, just focused on skiing and having fun and pushing myself, because some of these tricks in this run I'd only done, the day before once, kind of thing. I didn't practice them. It was just totally winging it. And for it to all come together was a dream come true, of course. And my first X Games, I got invited 2 years ago, blew my shoulder out right before, and couldn't accept the invite. Didn't get invited last year and was like kind of butthurt because I really wanted to go. So this year I was just like, all right, let's do it. I'm ready. Like, I can't wait to throw down and see what happens.
So sick, man. I mean, I was in the commentating booth for that one and just like watching you, I was like, this kid, like, there's no way he can lose. You were on fire that day. And I've seen you for years now at PC and like on the come up. And it was so good for me to get to sit there and watch you get that gold medal too, man. I really enjoyed that. That was good skiing. Thanks, for man. Sure. But
means a lot.
Yeah, you deserve that for sure, buddy.
Been a long time coming. Thank you guys.
Brita, let's move away from the competition side. Now, obviously, anybody following the U.S. ski team knows you're a Olympic bronze medalist in the super pipe. But this year, you got a chance to step away from sort of the competition side of skiing and into the backcountry. Is that right? Can you tell us a little bit about like your whole backcountry experience?
Yeah, so I still did the whole comp season. I definitely wasn't charging as hard as I probably would have liked or as I have in the past few years, because I was coming off of a spiral tib fib fracture from last May. So I was kind of rehabbing through the whole year, fighting through a bunch of pain. So once the season ended, which was actually pretty quick, we had our events were all back to back. So we were done by the beginning of February. And then I got the opportunity to do actually 2 different cat skiing trips that were about a week apart. The first was to Baldface and the second was to Retallick. And I mean, you talk to any professional skier and that's like the dream, is to go cat skiing or heli skiing. And this trip to Retallick, I went with Armada with 2 other girls who ride for them. And it was really fun. We were promoting Armada's women's line and basically just skiing fresh POW and riding the cat back to the top after every lap. And it was a dream come true. I mean, tree skiing is so fun and they have the best the best tree skiing, big pines. It's kind of like what I grew up with on the West Coast in Lake Tahoe, which I definitely miss that. Being in Utah now, it's mostly aspens. So it was really, really fun. And I think we got some good content. So I'm excited for it to all be released next fall.
Okay, I don't know about you guys too, Aaron, Colby, but can we all agree that that looked maybe like the most fun highlight? We would all just go paddle skiing,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Lucky duck.
It was
I've never been
nice
casting.
reward to the comp season.
Well, Colby, put it on your list. I got to say, for me personally, the highlight of my season, Colby, you were there for both of these as well, was the fact that Rail Jams kind of made a comeback this year. I was able to host a Rail Jam in Pennsylvania, the Steel City Showdown, and then Pacifico actually put on a downtown Rail Jam of their own in Denver. So 2 big major Rail Jam events, and just to see rails come back in that sort of competitive atmosphere was like a huge highlight for me. And Colby walked away with second at the Steel City Showdown. But yeah, it's just like a fun aspect of skiing. Maybe not as fun as POW skiing, but this is what I grew up doing. So I was really, really pumped to see these make a comeback.
Yeah, I would have
It's
to
awesome
agree
just
with
to have
that
the
with you,
crowd
Tom.
surrounding you, you know? Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, it was. I just was gonna say it's super cool to see that it come like Rail Jams coming back, because even me being a half pipe skier, I remember doing a bunch of Rail Jams as a kid, and they were always like the best time because it's right either there at the base area or, like you said, in the city, and people are so fired up and they're so stoked. And I don't know, I've always loved Rail Jams, so props to you for bringing it back, Tom.
Well, you got to invite to my event next year, buddy. If you're ready for it.
Oh, buddy, I'm in.
Back on
Let's
the metal.
go.
Okay. Well, obviously an epic year. Obviously got cut short, which is a bummer, but we're all doing the right thing. We're staying home. Let's move on to the next section. This is I'm looking forward to this one. We're going to call this rapid fire.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna start with Brita. So you don't got a lot of time to think about these. I want like your first off the top of your head answer, and then we'll all pick on you for it.
All right. Hopefully I don't go mind blank.
Okay, number 1. Who's your celebrity crush if Tim's not there?
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Good pick. Okay. Favorite breakfast?
The Notebook, great movie.
Favorite breakfast, definitely waffles. Waffles with strawberries on top. Yeah, I'm a big waffle fan. Mm-hmm.
And then we talked
like
about
Eggos
this
or homemade
earlier.
waffles?
Oh no, like homemade, like buttermilk. My dad used to make them like every Friday or Saturday morning growing up, and I finally bought me a waffle maker. Yeah, we got a Belgian waffle maker. Yeah, it's a really good investment. You don't realize that you need it until you have it.
Okay.
You covered that Aunt Jemima's, or you got that real maple syrup? Come on.
No, real maple.
Okay.
I'm not done not, but
This is acceptable.
Maple. Come on, you gotta do it right.
And
You're right.
And the last one, we talked about the medal earlier. You have that Olympic bronze medal. Where do you keep it?
It's in the they give you a little like storage box when you get the medal. So mine is still in that. It's like a little wood carved out like bowl kind of with like it's felt in the inside, and you put your medal in it. And yeah, mine's in there in the office. So I actually, like, if I ever move it, I have a hard time putting it back sometimes, and then it'll come to like a month or more or 4 months later where I need it again, and I freak out because I don't know where it is. But I also have a little travel sock that I sometimes put it in when I bring it somewhere.
You need to bring it places to like get a table at a restaurant or sneak into a club or any sort of.
I actually have. That's funny. I actually haven't brought it anywhere in like since I got it, basically.
Okay. Let's rapid fire number 2. Let's move on to Aaron here. You're on the clock, buddy. No pressure.
All right, let's go.
right off the top, favorite candy or candy flavor?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with probably sour Skittles or sour gummy worms.
So just sour
I don't
in
know.
general.
Just sour. I don't know. I'm a freak.
Did you
dude.
ever eat
I also like.
Warheads as a kid?
Yeah, loved Warheads. Those were some of my favorites as a kid.
Those are like torture.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just like to
Okay,
torture myself most times.
What's your
I like enjoy
current
hard
favorite-
crashes skiing.
No, you don't.
I know you do. No, he does. He like has an
Borderline,
adrenaline
I
rush.
do.
Like that's what motivates you to try another run is have it. You're like, oh, good crash. I got that done. Let's do it again.
No, I'm like, oh man, that was a good crash. Like, let's see how my body feels. Like, I'm gonna go for one more. Let's just see it, and then the next day is not too good, but whatever.
I've seen
So you're
Aaron
comfortably
take
numb, is what you're saying.
bad crashes. Yeah, just
Yeah,
wait
exactly.
till you're a couple years older, Aaron. I don't think you'll be excited to
Let's
see
go.
your body.
Yeah.
Once you're my
That's
age,
why-
Aaron, you're not gonna love it as much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, next rapid question. What's your current favorite song or artist? So what's that song that you hit immediately when you get in your car or something? What's like the new hot track for Aaron?
Oh man, that's hard. In the winter times, it's typically Lil Wayne, just always bumping that. The Carter 2.
Throwback.
Summertime. Yeah. OG Lil Wayne is where it's at for sure. But summertime, some classic rock, some outlaw country, some new age country, kind of a little of everything. I'm I don't know. That's a hard one. I can't really put other than Lil Wayne, the Carter 2.
Great. Hey,
That's
great
the
answer.
go-to.
Yep, great. I like it, man. Final one for you. If you could travel anywhere in the past or the future, where would you go and why? Is there like an era you wish you lived in?
I think living maybe in the 80s would be pretty awesome. But again, I don't know. I mean, that's a hard question. I think if there was anywhere that I could travel to, like that I'd want to live, is maybe like in a fjord in New Zealand. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
I was going to say, are we
just
talking 80s like hot dog era skiing? Is that what we want to be in?
I see. That's like if I were the 80s hot dog era of skiing, man, I would have loved to have been in Aspen or I don't know, Squaw Valley at that time. But if I had to live anywhere in the future, I would say probably a fjord in New Zealand would be pretty sick. Just don't have to see anyone, just out there.
It rains so much there.
Yeah, perfect.
Aaron loves the rain. Put that on
It
his
is
factory
Yeah,
for X Games.
I can build some slip and slides into the freezing ocean. Like, dude, it'd be all time.
Okay, we're on to Colby. We got to get off of Aaron. He's talking too much about the fjords.
There was nothing
Colby,
rapid
you're
about
out.
that, Aaron, but it's okay.
There's nothing rapid. Extremely slow fire. Colby,
Yeah.
dream job if you were not a skier, what would you be?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I wanted to be a pilot growing up because that's what my dad was, and I always thought it'd be cool to fly a plane. But then I realized then I can't ski as much. But yeah, I guess if I was not a skier, I'd want to stay in the industry and probably work for like Monster K2 and be a rep, be a team manager, manage athletes, fly around, go to competitions.
If you were gonna be a pilot, would you be like a commercial pilot or like a jet fighter pilot, like a Air Force?
Well, yeah, I definitely have the
You're in the Air Force. You're in the F-16.
Yeah, I have the personality to fly fighter jets, but I would have had to, start off a lot different when I was younger, and I don't know. But I'd probably just be a private pilot or something.
Okay.
Fly private jets or something. That'd be cool.
You could fly me around if you want.
Yeah.
What would
fly around.
What would you
famous
say
people.
the best fashion trend from your childhood was? Do you remember any ski trends or any fashion trends that you wore in high school or middle school or anything?
I remember I would always like tie bandanas around my head because I thought that was so cool. And like I had like skull candy ones and like Oakley ones and stuff. And I used to get hand-me-down clothes from Schloppy. So I would kind of just like wear baggy t-shirts. And I had this like Rastafarian jersey that I would wear that I thought was so cool. But I'm trying to think of like trends. Definitely like flat brimmed hats. Like if you had a curve in your brim, like you were not cool. Like
with the sticker
on top
too.
Yeah.
It was either the sticker on top for sure. You got to stay fresh. But there was definitely the kids who would like flex their brim like as much as they could, and then there was the kids with the flat brims, and so you knew like who to talk to and stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But
okay, and this final one kind of similar as kind of the dream job, but different. Where do you think you're going to be in 20 years from now? So are you going to be a skier still, or are you going to be a pilot? What's 20 years? I won't even go further. Let's go 30 years. What's 30 years from now
30.
Colby look like? Let's go 30. I want to see. Are you retired?
I'll be 52 years old. I'm going to be retired. I'm going to have a house somewhere near the beach, and then obviously a house in the mountains, probably still in Park City if it's snowing.
You surfing?
And yeah, I'm going to be surfing like most of the summer, and then I'm going to be skiing and snowmobiling in the winter, whether it's in British Columbia or around here. And yeah, riding my dirt bike still, going camping, doing that kind of thing. I mean, I'm all about the outdoors and keeping that adrenaline pumping. So going to be running around doing that until I die.
Just
so
living life. The same way he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Your retired life at 52 sounds like your 22-year-old life right now.
Yeah. So that's what we're
be the shortest working life ever.
Okay, let's finish it up. One last. No job.
Well, there's a job in there somewhere, but it's gonna.
He's gonna need a lot more gold medals to finance that 30-year career of surfing and skiing around the world. Final question. This one's for everybody. What's your spirit animal? Mine's a penguin, obviously.
Oh God.
It is?
I feel like spirit animals and like favorite animals are a little different. I feel like my spirit animal might be a sloth, but like my favorite animal is a llama.
A llama? Those are both pretty slow animals.
I don't know why.
I'm convinced that Tank is my spirit animal.
Tank looks like your spirit animal. What's up, Tank?
Pretty just simple-minded, not a whole lot going on, just wants to go play outside. That's me. Tank is my spirit animal.
Colby?
I've always said it would be like an eagle or a hawk or like a falcon or something since I was a kid. But lately I've been saying my friend Levi's my spirit animal just because he's such a funny guy. No.
Okay.
It's just funny that this is a question.
Could be your spirit animal. Okay. Good rapid fire session. We're going to move on to our next little section. I'm really excited for this one. Can you draw better than a third grader? Dear. I asked you guys all to get a piece of paper and hopefully like a pencil or a pen. I'm going to give you guys about a minute. I got a piece of paper here. I'm going to work on one as well. I want you to do your best drawing, obviously, of a skier doing something that you like to do in skiing. So whatever aspect of skiing you like, it could be a trick, it could be a pow turn. Give me your best skier drawing in about a minute.
Whoa.
Okay.
A minute? Hard.
We'll give you 2 minutes if you need 2 minutes. I'll get started too. It doesn't have to be crazy. You can go stick figure. We're trying to do better than a third grader, so just focus. I can imagine, Aaron's probably drawing some sort of rail slide now that he's found a new fascination back to his rail jam roots.
I'm
Colby's
drawing
drawing
you,
a
buddy, in
jet
2010.
Okay. Really bright skittled clothing.
Yeah.
Colby skier has a bandana around his head, obviously. Everybody's focused.
This is hard.
This is really hard. It's going to be great, though.
You guys feeling good? You think another 30 seconds, 45 seconds? Are you a little stressed out? We could do a little longer.
I don't even have the skis yet.
Yeah, we'll do another 30 seconds. No redos. You got to keep going. You got to keep going with it.
Keep going.
Were any of you guys artists as kids? Excelled in art school growing up?
No, absolutely
or
not.
Art class, I guess it would be. No.
I always liked art, but I wasn't as good at it as I wanted to be.
More of painters. Okay, let's give you about another 10 seconds.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, show them off.
Tom, you're such a cheater.
Oh, you can't
what?
There's no way you got color in there.
All right, Brita, what's happening there?
Well, Aaron, what's going on there?
How?
Dude, he's hitting a cliff, doing a backflip into POW. I don't know.
Oh, I see
Colby,
the
what's going on there? Oh, okay.
Can you guys hear me? I just cut out for a
tail
second.
grab. Yeah, I see a tail grab.
Yeah,
Tom,
I was doing a rail slide
Wow.
with a tail grab, and he's also drinking a Monster at the same time.
Oh, he is
Do you see
drinking.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I cheated. I had my wife draw one for me earlier, so I kind of knew what we were going to be drawing.
I wanted to see how bad you were, dude.
Colby and
Mine
Brita
would've
at
been
least
worse.
draw better than a third grader. I wouldn't say that I draw better, but
We'll all
That's all
agree
right.
that
I
we'll
read
agree
at a
that
fourth
Aaron
grade
lost.
level, so it's cool.
Aaron lost this challenge, and I cheated. So Brita and Colby can fight for the win on that one. The winner gets absolutely nothing. So
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Tom. So at least you won on that one.
Okay, before we finish this up, I'm going to take a couple fan questions here for you guys. The first thing we've got here is this is Lendog PDX asking if you've been on Hood in the summer. When are your best on or off hill memories? I'm not sure who it's for, but I'm going to pose that one to all of you guys. How about Hood in the summer? Any good memories or stories from up there?
Oh, Hood in the summer is the best, dude. July time, go ski in the mornings till like 2 o'clock, then go skating or biking. I live for Hood.
Yeah.
It is really fun up there. I love when it's like 80 degrees in town, and then you get up there and it's still like 70 degrees on hill.
Yeah,
super
so hot.
slushy. And it's just like summer skiing is so fun, especially in Hood with those views. It's so scenic.
Yeah, the slush when you fall doesn't hurt as bad. I mean, that's one thing we missed out on this spring, but hopefully this summer we'll get a chance to go somewhere like Hood again. One of the other fan questions we got I find pretty funny. It's from Tay East, who's actually a Pacifico employee, but she's asking, how do you live anchors up during quarantine? But I'm going to kind of ad-lib it. So, I mean, Pacifico likes to live anchors up, life anchors up. For all you guys, what's the first thing you're going to do when we're done, when this is all over and you have the chance to travel or go anywhere or do anything? What's that first thing, that first adventure you're going to do? Brita, why don't you start us off?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Colby, start us off. It doesn't matter.
Colby, you're ready.
It doesn't
Go.
matter. I was just ready.
Colby's got a great answer.
I'm going to load up the truck with the golf clubs and my road bike and my surfboard, and I'm going to go to California and probably chill for 2 weeks and do that whole thing. Yeah, play golf, surf, and bike, and probably go.
Well, you've got my number. You better call me because that sounds like a great trip. You cut out that.
Throw me in there as well, Colby.
Deal. Let's do it.
Brita, what about you?
A road trip is definitely in order. I got this little casita. It's like a 13-foot fiberglass trailer a couple years ago. So it's ready to be taken out of hibernation. And I'd love to go back up to Canada and do a summer mountain biking, fishing, swimming road trip that I've done before. I mean, there's nothing better than camping and having the freedom of your own car and being able to go when and where you want.
I love it. Aaron, how about you?
I'm going to have to go at the same thing with Colby. Hopefully just load up the truck, head to the California coast, and hopefully by that time Mount Hood will be open. So just surf, go along the coast, skateboard, bike, and then.
Sounds like a good day, guys. Well, I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for joining me here. I hope everybody out there watching has enjoyed listening to you guys. And just one more toast. Thanks for Pacifico for putting this on, letting us celebrate together. Let's do one more cheers for the crew.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, you guys.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah, anything you guys want to say to everybody before we go off air here?
Thanks for hosting the happy hour, Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Everyone out there, stay positive. Find a new hobby or something. I don't know, start knitting or, playing card games with your family or maybe cooking something crazy. Just find ways to stay busy and, test yourself. I don't know.
For sure. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks you guys for tuning in and joining me. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Later, guys.
That's all she wrote.
Woo!
Is it off?